again for Miss Marvel, yes, season 1, episode 6, finale of Miss Marvel, yes. And I am very excited for where this goes. I feel like I should be dressed a bit more. I don't have any Miss Marvel merch, I feel like I should be, but let's see if I can do anything. Better. Will this do? This'll do. Now that we're dressed up properly for this finale, yeah! Last episode we had a flashback to the past and we got an Aisha story, which I didn't expect. And can I just say, because I didn't say it at all during the last episode, although I was thinking it, the actress who was playing Aisha was so insanely beautiful. I've just got to say that. Yeah, so, like, it was almost distracting how beautiful she was. But, yeah, just get that out of the way. And we witnessed her origin of when she found her son, her Sana's father. She had Sana herself, and what happened during the partition, meaning her death, when she summoned, with the last of her strength, she summoned Kamala to come back to the past and guide. And Kamala was the one who guided Sana back to her father. So, and not to mention, we also had the end of the clandestines, the Jinn, because Najma and her other person, the other person who was with her, died because of the veil killed them, and somehow with her last breath, Najma gave her some of her power, or some of the Noor power, over to Cameron. But Cameron has also been hunted by damage control. Also, the mum, Maniba, now knows about Kamala having powers. Yes, there's just a lot going into this finale, and I want to see how it goes. Not to mention, I actually want to see the costume in full effect now, because 3 episodes ago we got the mask. 2 episodes ago we got the blue vest thing, and last episode we got the red scarf. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm very happy to see this costume, so I'm just not going to waste any more time and get into this finale. So let's get on with season 1 episode 6 finale of Miss Marvel, starting right now. What an awesome ending to an awesome series. Ranking out of the way, definitely the best episode. Yes! Yes! What a fun little ending to this show. Okay, of course the tape keeps coming off, but we'll deal with it. Yeah, kind of a bit anticlimactic at the beginning though, when she came in and tried to explain to her family that she was the Nightlight, and yeah, they already knew, because naturally the mum told the father straight away, and then the brother and his wife just overheard it, because the guy's always got his phone on speaker. Okay, very nicely done, very fun. And of course, obviously, we start off with Bruno and Cameron just on the run from damage control, just having to limp their way across the city. Oh yes, Nakia called Kamala about what was happening with Bruno, and just as she was about to go out, in comes the mum, Maniba, with a new suit. The new suit. I imagine it's different. Yeah, it's very different than. Let's go to the show of it. Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's not the parts we've been gathering throughout the whole episode, but throughout the whole show. But the final product looks very nice. It looks very nice. I suppose I was just expecting like her suit to just come together and then to just actually stitch it all together into one suit, but no. We got a whole new thing in this brand new suit, but you know what? It looks fantastic. And I just love how the suits come together piece by piece throughout this whole show. Like the first episode we had, well, the first 2 episodes we had the red Converse shoes, the red leggings, the red well, no, not the red undershirt, but the red leggings and the red shoes. Those were the first 2 episodes. Third episode, she got the mask from Bruno. 4th episode, when they went to Karachi, she got the red shirt and the blue overshirt, the blue cardigan, whatever it was. I don't know what it is, but she got that. Then last episode, she got the red scarf, and now in this episode, she's got the whole thing come together with the S symbol on the front, which the mum got inspiration from because of the necklace that was broken. It's just a fantastic suit. But yeah, we got a little scene of Kamala running through running above the streets in. Well, we don't see the whole suit, but we see her running over the streets. Very CGI'd. The CGI was a bit weak there, but you know what? I'll take it. She's running over the roads and she's waiting for the traffic lights to go green. Love that. Very teenager-esque. That's what I love about this show. It's never lost that feeling of being very young. Like, they don't feel like grown-ups. They feel like kids. They actually feel like kids. Go to the mosque where Cameron and Bruno try to find sanctuary at the mosque. Obviously, Damage Control is hot on their heels and comes straight in. Diva was being a bitch. I mean, she was saying that we're only here to ensure your safety. We're looking for a dangerous threat, and then they just go barging through the mosque again with their shoes on. How dare you? But yeah, the people at the mosque taking care of Cameron and Bruno, making sure they don't get found, and help them get away as well. Where they find Kamala, and obviously Cameron is struggling a bit with his powers. His powers are very interesting. Of course, they're not gone, so we've got potential for him to come back. But yeah, they find Kamala. We get the first look at the suit, and it is fantastic. Yeah, they get the idea to head to the high school, and Kamala calls Kareem. I'm happy that Kareem came back, and that he might come back in a new series. Although I'd love, like I said last episode, Kareem would be a fantastic Nightwing. I'm just saying, especially if he was doing all those stunts in the last few episodes by himself. Not to mention he's got the quick talk attitude. Yeah, they get to the high school, where they meet Nakia, and also Zoe and Amir show up out of nowhere. Zoe came in because she was filming her TikToks in the school theatre, and Amir just knew how to get into this school where they're supposed to be hiding. He got in through the window. So they obviously didn't secure it that well. Honestly, I was expecting the whole maybe resentment for Nakia and Kamala. I was expecting it to last a bit longer than it did, but it went away pretty fast, I've got to say. Just a tiny little scene between them, and then obviously Zoe was the one who brought who calmed didn't calm Nakia down, but Nakia asked, like, why, since if you knew it was Kamala, why didn't you say anything? And then Zoe was like, well, she should be able to say when she wants to, when she's ready, and that's obviously the lesson that Nakia had to learn. But honestly, I was expecting it to last a bit longer. But, you know, I'm also thankful that we squashed, because I don't like seeing them at each other's throats. I don't want to see them at each other's throats. I like them as friends. And so the plan for the siege of the school came about, and Diva is outside, planning to besiege the school, and yeah, the guy I don't know what his name was, but the one who was in Spider-Man No Way Home, he's telling her, pull back, it's called. We've got a lot of bad publicity coming since Damage Control is moving and invading everywhere around the Muslim community, and then they're attacking a bunch of kids. So yeah, it's not the best publicity, but Diva, through some thought process, just decides not to do it. She decides, you know what, go in and apprehend those kids. So yeah, I knew she was gonna get shit for that. I mean, even if she would have succeeded, yes, she did it, but she also disobeyed her boss's orders. So I don't know what she was expecting to gain. And plus, why is she so... Like, if they would have given us some sort of backstory, like saying like she lost her family to enhanced people or something, then I would have bought that. But no, she just went through her head with it because she's just a bitch. I'm guessing that's it. She's just a bitch. The siege of the school happened. Cameron showed himself to them at first in the red hoodie and the cap, and then every one of them was wearing the same red hoodie and caps. So it was sort of like X-Men 2 at the beginning when Nightcrawler's just running around the White House and everyone's like, "There's multiple people, there's multiple subjects," but yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Eventually, they all just get captured. And before that though, actually no, eventually they all just get captured just to try and bring the attention away from Kamala and Cameron. And we nearly got a kiss scene. Between Cameron and Kamala, and then the worst person who could have interfered at the worst time, it happened. Bruno came in just as they were about to kiss. And yeah, it was awkward, but he let himself get caught, and then Nakia, Zoe, and Amir got caught as well. Eventually, all that was left was Cameron and Kamala, where he then learned, because this whole episode he was thinking that his mum was going to come for him, his mum was going to come back, and yeah, then he learns that she's dead. And he just goes on a rampage. He starts losing it a bit, and I was thinking like, oh no, is he going to be the actual villain of this series? I mean, he was the one that they had to stop at the end, but still, thankfully he didn't turn into a full-on villain in such a short amount of time. Yeah, after learning that his mum's been killed, he starts unleashing his powers on the damage control agents, and then he starts demonstrating exactly what damage control is afraid of a kid with these. Also, Diva almost had a very dangerous line towards the beginning of this episode, saying like, this is what happens when the wrong people get powers. And then I'm just thinking like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean his ethnicity? Do you mean his religion? But no, she said kids. So she saved herself there. That could have been very uncomfortable. This show does a good job of teetering on that very uncomfortable line, but not actually going over it. It hints at those uncomfortable subjects, but it doesn't directly go into them. Cameron comes out, starts unleashing his powers, but before anyone can get hurt, Kamala is there to protect people. She's protecting Cameron from damage control. She's protecting the people from the backlash of Cameron's powers. Oh yeah, what are his powers? It's so strange looking. Because throughout this episode, when he said like he felt like he was being crushed from the inside, I thought, oh god, is he gonna disintegrate like his mum did in the last episode? But thankfully that didn't happen. He's still alive. Yeah, eventually Kamala had to be the one to hold him back by using her embiggening power. She's got like big fists, big legs, taking big steps, and using her powers. Obviously, in the game, which I'm more familiar with her character, it's actually her body that's doing that. But I suppose this is a good using it as like energy things. And which one is more comics accurate? Please tell me. Is it her actual body that does it in the comics, or is it... I think it's her actual body in the comics that does it, whereas this is more like energy projection. But yeah, I suppose that's just a way to save on the budget without making it look terrible, because it's very hard to emulate a power base like that in live action and not have it look super creepy. Whereas this, if it doesn't look that real, it's understandable because it's energy projection. It's not supposed to, it's like we've never seen anything like it. It's not supposed to look real. She's unlocked her power base, which I'm more familiar with, and yeah, she eventually just locks Cameron in a dome of her own powers and gives him the chance to escape. She punches a hole in the ground and it allows him to make it to the harbour where Kareem has sent someone to get him out of there. I was thinking like maybe like, oh, are we actually going to see them get to the dock and this person is going to be someone that we know, possibly? But yeah, no, we didn't see that. And before Damage Control can get their hands on her, the people step in, the community steps in, even the police officers step in. The community stands up for her and Diva is called away because she disobeyed his order. She disobeyed her boss's orders. And then you see all the social media messages going around from Zoe, Nakia, all these random people all these people that we've met throughout the series, just talking about Kamala. Also the little scene on her roof. I don't exactly know what you call it. It's not a balcony, but on the roof of the house where she's talking to her father, and a beautiful conversation about where her name came from. Kamal. I didn't know this. Kamal in Urdu means Marvel, and then he says the line, "You've always been our little Miss Marvel," and I love it. That was such a nice scene. I was actually tearing up a bit about it. And we, after that nice little scene, the iconic shot of her sitting on top of the... It's right here on Disney Plus, and it was on the posters as well. The iconic shot of her sitting on top of the lamppost looking out at the city. It's a classic comics panel. It's a classic comic art. It was on the poster of this show. It's the perfect shot for Miss Marvel. It's the iconic Miss Marvel shot. Batman and Superman have that shot where they're like standing on a gargoyle looking out over the city. That's Miss Marvel's shot. This one right here with her sitting on the lamppost, that's Miss Marvel's shot, and it's iconic and it's great. Seems like Bruno is off to Caltech, so if this show comes back for a season 2, his role is going to be very dulled down compared to the first season. Provided this show comes back for a second season, I desperately hope it does. Like, out of all the Disney Plus shows so far, this is the one I want to come back for a season 2 the most. Although, I suppose maybe we don't need to because she is going to be in Captain Marvel 2. He's off to Caltech, so God knows if Bruno's going to come back. But before, one of the last lines before he leaves, Bruno saying that there is something different about Kamala compared to her family. And it could possibly be mutant related. I mean, since the Disney Fox merger, or since Disney bought up Fox, I've been waiting for an X-Men thing to come along, or a mutant thing to come along. It is no accident they chose that specific word, mutation. They would not have said that if it was anything else. They would not have chosen that word if it was anything other than X-Men related. No chance in hell would they have ever done that. So, yeah, mutants on the horizon. I'm very excited about that. But also, the post-credit scene. Something's going on with the bangle. Something happened. And Kamala just got replaced with Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers was in Kamala Khan's room, and where is Kamala? I have no idea. I imagine that's going to be a scene in the Marvels movie. Like, we're going to see this end credit scene. We're going to see it in the Marvels movie, and then we're actually going to find out what happens. But I can't wait for Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel to meet. It's going to be so good. This show has been so good. You know what? I'm going to give my impressions of this show. Everything is very good. The colours is so vibrant, it's so good. The characters so well written. The script is great. The score is great. The story was good. The touch on the Muslim religion, showing the good and bad sides of it, is great. Kamala as a character is great. The actress who played her was phenomenal. No offense to the friend who I've only met once, but Sophia Ingar, I know she wanted to play this character. No offense. I think you would have been great as this character, but also this actress, Iman Vellani, was amazing in this role. So, yeah, the music throughout was great, the story was great, the colours were great. But the highlight of this show for me is just the writing of the characters, their chemistry with each other, Kamala's charisma on screen. It's all just amazing. The family dynamic as well, the friend dynamic. It's all amazing. Yeah, this show is fantastic. A friend of mine at my workplace, he said he judged a book. He definitely judged a book by its cover when he said that he wasn't going to watch this show because it seemed like just teen drama or something. I have got to correct him when I go back to work. I'm going to say Miss Marvel is one of the best Disney Plus shows from Marvel. It was so amazing, so good. Yeah, this was amazing. And I can't wait to see Kamala again in Miss Marvel, and I can't wait to see Kamala again in the Marvels movie, and I hope she gets a season 2. But yeah, once again, this show has been phenomenal so far. But I will be moving on to She-Hulk next time, and we'll see if that can top this, although I doubt it. It's going to be very hard to top this show for me. This might be one of the best This might be one of my favourite Marvel TV shows. But yeah, that is all we've got for Miss Marvel. For the last time, this was the finale maybe. But yeah, that's all we've got for Miss Marvel. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!